Hello, my name is Autumn Embers and today I'm making a winter wedding venue for the Winter Wonderland Collab. So I was approached by Ivory M, otherwise known as, hang on, Twitter's just thinking, hey! I was just there on her page, right? I was known as Ivory DM13 on Twitter, and she approached me just after Halloween asking if I would like to be part of this massive collab. I mean, when I say massive, I'm talking massive. There is about 60 of us doing this collab, and she invited me, and I wasn't expecting it. But to be honest with you, there are so many save files going around at the moment, and I never thought I would be invited to join in one of these save files, but she invited me to join in with this massive Winter Wonderland collab, and I'm so grateful to be invited, and I'm so happy because there are so many wonderful, creative, amazing simmers in this collab, and I'm in there. Whoa, look at me go, I'm in there. Whoa. And yeah, so thank you so much for Ivory DM13 or Ivory M for inviting me to be part of this club. I'm so happy, so happy. So thank you so much for allowing me to be part of this, so thank you very much. But if you would like to see what other people have done in this collab and see what they've built, go ahead and go to Instagram and type in #WinterVillage, and there you get to see everyone's names because there is a poster that's been made, so you can go over to that hashtag and see the poster. I will also put the poster at the very end of this build, so where the screenshots turn up, that's where it should appear. But you can also go to the hashtags Sims Winter Village, where you can also see the poster alongside everyone else's build and see what they've created. And there was a little secret Discord group that was created for this collab, and there was a part where you could share your creations because some of us were a bit of an early bird, like me, which is unusual. And we could see throughout this, we could see like who's built what, and it's just been so like really exciting to see what people have been building, because then you got to the point, oh, I really want to see this all together, see everyone's build in the right lot in the right world, because this collab spans several worlds in the Sims 4. So we've got Mount Korabi, the new one with the skiing and the mountain climbing and other stuff. So we got that one. We've got Brilton Bay, the cats and dogs world. We've got New Crest, which is just the empty blank world. We've got Willow Creek, which is like a suburban world, and we've got Windenburg, which is my favourite world, and this build right here is built in Windenburg. Yes, Windenburg. I love to build in Windenburg because it's just like a really massive map. We've got like the town bit, we've got the little village bit, we've got the island bit, we've got the more modern bit where the clubs and lounges are and your gym is. So yeah, I basically how the lots were given out to you is basically just like a free for all. Basically, you needed to get there first, otherwise you weren't left with much. So I was like, okay, I'm not very good with these things, you know, when you need to get there first and get what you want. I'm not very good. I tend to either be very late to the party, or I tend to be early, and just sort of like, oh no, I let other people go first. I let them get what they want, and I'll just have whatever's left. But no, I was like, no. This might be a free-for-all, so I'm gonna get what I want, because I've noticed that I like to build on a 30 by 30 lot. Because for me, a 30 by 30 lot is the perfect lot size. It's not too big like the 64 by 64 lot where it's just so much green space, it's just so much grass, and you're just so overwhelmed, like, oh my lordy baldy, I gotta do something with this, I gotta landscape this, what the baubles. Or or 20 by 15 is just too small, everything just so squashed in for me, like, I need more room to expand, you know. And so I was like, okay, I need to get in quick. I need to grab a 40 by 30 lot. If you got in there quickly, there was a choice. If you wanted to, you didn't have to, but if you wanted to, you could grab 2 lots. So I grabbed 2 lots, so why not? And I grabbed 2 40 by 30 lots, which was brilliant. I got one in Wundenberg, which is this very lot here, and I was just really happy with myself. I was like, yay, I got in really quickly. I managed to get the lot size that I wanted. I managed to get a lot in the world that I love to build in. I'm really happy with myself, so oh, go me. Yay. And then I realised and remembered the Von Hill estate, which is this lot here. It's really annoying because the lot type is generic. You think, oh, that's fine, you can change it if you like. No, you can't, because this is a set lot type. It is fixed in stone. You can't change it. It is just a generic lot. And I was like, okay, I mean, I could have, just go, okay, I've just realised my problem and my mistake. I'm just going to drop it and pick another one. But I was like, no, because then another person will be in the same situation that I am now. I'm not gonna do that. It is my problem. I was the one who shot myself in the foot, which I go right. For like the past 2 years, I told myself I'm not gonna shoot myself in the foot because it is painful, it is annoying. You're the only one to blame because you're the one who stitched yourself up. It is your problem. You need to get yourself out of it. And so I was like, okay, I'm not going to pass it to anyone else because I'm the one who chose it. I need to find a way out of this problem. So I then decided to think, okay, what do I use the Von Hill estate for? I think it's a museum, I'm not entirely sure, but I use the Von Hill estate for weddings. And I know there is a wedding arch further down, but I was like, okay, Christmas for me, it appears in winter. I know for some people it appears in summertime, but for me it is a winter thing that, happens. So I was like, okay, I don't particularly, if I was, having a sim, marrying in winter, I'd be slightly scared that one of them in the wedding party, or one of them who is saying their I do's, is gonna freeze to death, and it's now turned into a funeral, which is something we can't actually have in The Sims 4. But everyone is now crying their little hearts out because one of them's frozen to death. And I was like, okay, I just make it a wedding venue because you wanna, not have that situation, because the only one enjoying the wedding now is Grim, dancing around and booing out to celebrate good time, come on, that song, and he's eating the finger sandwiches and he's having a grand old time. But you have Sims and the wedding party are just like, no, he can't be dead, can he? He's just a fool. I just wanted him to see me get married to my loved one. Why? So I thought, okay, let's just go for wedding venue, especially because when I go to the Von Hill estate, I normally use it for weddings anyway, so it made sense. You don't get frozen Sims, and this lot is now pretty much usable because, I don't know about you, I don't really use the Von Hill estate for a museum. I normally use it for like a wedding venue, so it just all made sense, Lord. I was like, oh, I knew it. I knew I could get myself out of the little predicament that I got myself in. Oh, yeah, go me. Oh, this is great. Yay! Got 2 lots. I managed to figure out one of them, despite the stupid set in stone lot type that it has, but I managed to figure out, oh, it's fine. Then I started to get like really like big grand ideas, which was perfect for this lot because you might have seen it's quite a fancy area. We have lots of formal grounds around us, lots of formal gardens surrounding us, and so the build itself had to be a bit fancy-pantsy. And so I went onto Pinterest trying to find something that what was going on in my head. And basically all I really knew was that I wanted where the Sims would say their vows, it would be in a glass room with a glass ceiling with very pretty glass windows around it, just be really pretty and elegant. And so that's all I really knew for this build, but I really wanted it to be really grand and fancy. I mean, it's a wedding day, you know, it's a wedding venue. You're meant to go, you know, all out and big and fancy and grand and lavish and woo, exciting. So yeah, I really wanted it to be like really fancy pantsy, and once I got down the shape with all the windows and the columns and the rounded balconies, for me, I think rounded balconies are a lot more fancier than rectangular balconies. But once I got all that down, I decided, right, it's time to Christmassy up to this. Christmasify this. Make this really Christmassy. Looks like I just ate Christmas for breakfast and threw it up all over this build. Right, so basically I just wanted this to look really Christmassy, putting down some dormer windows because dormer windows are fancy. And okay, so right, okay, the garden, I have a little confession to make. I'm really happy with the garden. I had to do it twice and I'm so happy with it, but I didn't record it because I didn't know what I was doing, alright? I had no idea what I was doing, and it was the second time that I did it. And I was actually so close to uploading this wedding venue with the garden that I originally had, and oh my lordy, but it was not, it wasn't it, Lord. It wasn't it, because, like I said, the surrounding areas are very fancy, very grand, very kind of elegant and beautiful. And what I had was neither of those things. It was very basic, very plain, very, and I was like, because part of me knew that the garden that this place deserves, there's a smiley face there, this place deserves, it has to be a formal garden and it has to surround the entire thing. And the reason why I didn't want to do that because I was like, that's gonna take so long. It's gonna take so long. I mean, I started these builds back in November because there was a deadline and I am really slow, and so I was like, okay, let's just go and build them now. So I know it's done and I'm not, running around like a headless chicken. And I got them done. But part of me really didn't want to do the garden, make it formal looking. And I'm so glad I did. But I didn't show you it because I didn't know what I was doing. And it was the second time that I did it. And I'm really sorry because it looks great. But I didn't show you how I did it. But basically, I got a round rug from the rug category. I then placed my camera mode onto the Sims 3 camera mode. I then had BB.move objects on. I also then grabbed the bush from the bush section of this of the game, and then I placed down the round rug. I then grabbed the rectangular bush, the singular one. I then grab that, holding down Alt, I can freely place my bush to whatever angle that I desire, which is the angle of the round rug, and I just individually place each a bush to the curvature of the rug, then creating a lovely formal garden which is now surrounding the entire board. But at first it was a bit crusty looking, it was a bit rushed, it didn't look great, but what I got now, it looks brilliant, and I'm really sorry that I didn't get to show you it. I just didn't know what I was doing, and the part of me didn't want to do it because I thought it's going to take a lot longer than it did, but it didn't actually. It actually went pretty quickly. It took me like an hour and a half to do the entire garden, which is pretty good. Bear in mind, I am placing every single bush by myself, and I'm freely spinning them into the curvature of the rug. So I think that's pretty good going. An hour and a half, an entire formal garden. I think that's pretty good going. But apologies for that, you didn't get to see it. But here I'm just doing the dining room where your Sims can sit down and have your food. I do put in a very tiny little kitchen where your caterer can bake the cake. And since this is a generic lot, there is no to-do list. There's nothing to, check off and help you out to see what needs to go in there to make it like a functional place. So I didn't have that, so I was actually on my own trying to figure out what this wedding venue needs to be a wedding venue, so your Sims can complete your wedding venue goal. So when you have your wedding, there's all like a checklist of things you need to do, and I needed to build something that could, help you out to achieve the goal. And there was no checklist, but since this is the second wedding venue that I'm making this year, and I've been playing the Black Widow challenge, and my Sim Scarlet, she has gotten married several times, which has helped me out a lot with this build because I was just using that memory of her getting married and seeing what I needed for her to get married. I was just basically using that knowledge to help me out here, because otherwise I'd be absolutely lost and clueless as to what the Sims would need to complete that little party of theirs. I mean, I know they need a wedding arch, but where do I go from there? But they need a dining room. Well, they don't really need a dining room. I probably guarantee you the Sims will just walk around and sit on the sofas, which are next door, not on these dining chairs. But they're here. It's nice and fancy looking. We've got lovely white plush rugs to sink their fancy shoes on, or they might kick them off because they feel so happy and comfortable in this area. And there's pushing down some holly bushes there because it's a Christmas winter wedding build, and I just wanted to make it look very Christmassy and warm and soft and romantic inside. And so yeah, I basically did two builds, and so this is one of them. And for the two builds, I wanted them to be like separate from one another, look different, have their own unique style to them, but still be Christmassy. And so I decided, okay, it'd be great if I just gave them two separate colour palettes. And so for this one, you might have guessed, I've gone from a really soft creamy colour with white and silver and blue, and so those were the colours I was using. I kept the walls very simple, very plain, but still fancy and grand. So I just put down some creamy whitish cladding with the very busy looking vampire tiles. When I came to the interior of this place, I had no idea what I was doing. I knew I wanted to create something fancy from the outside, but when it came to the inside of the garden, absolutely clueless. I do put a bar down. I don't think you saw me put down the bar stools, but they are there. This place has been play tested. Your Sims can get married here. It's absolutely fine. Everything works. It's all happy doolady dandy landy pandy Christmas landy place where your Sims can get married in. I really like this wedding arch. I think it's really nice. I know it's like a wedding arch you put down for a beach wedding, but I thought it just looked really nice. I think they're palm tree leaves, but they kind of look more like feathers to me, and for some reason I think feathers and Christmas wedding venue, I thought that was very beautiful. Yes, lovely. So because this is area where the Sims say their vows, because it is in a very glassed room with a glass ceiling, there couldn't be a ceiling light because then it would just be floating in the air. I mean, it could attach to it, but it would look weird from the outside, and it would ruin the lovely, pretty, delicate glass ceiling. I'm not doing that. So I decided just to put a load of lights around the place. There are lots of hidden lights in this place because there are lots of candles. And candles have a really overwhelming orangey, warm tone to them, and it was getting a little bit too much, so I had to put down a couple of secret hidden white lights just to take away from that orangey-ness, because it was a little bit too much, It was just like you wearing some sort of weird sunglasses where all you could see was oranginess. And so yeah, I had to put down some white lights to, you know, get rid of that. So the hallway, I had a problem with the hallway because it's like, what do I put in a winter wedding venue? What do you put in a hallway? I don't know. I've never been to a winter wedding. I haven't really been to many weddings. So I just put down some Christmassy stuff down. It's basically similar stuff that I got downstairs. I really love that curtain thing, but the thing is, when you like make it really big, it creates a shadow, and I really wanted to use these sort of like tinsel with lights, but again it creates a weird shadow, and it like darkens an area if it's not used in the right place. I don't know why it does that, but if I could, I would have used that absolutely everywhere, but because of that problem with the weird shadow glitch, I couldn't. And again, with the orange lighting in the bathroom, I had to quickly pull out the toilet stool just to make sure what I was putting down looked nice, because I couldn't quite tell what the colour of the stools were. And I noticed we have like several versions of like stools. We have like a really knackered, crusty looking, and then we have like a really pretty one. And I never knew that. I just thought there was, I don't know, the same one. Also, the nicer looking ones, the door height is slightly longer, which is brilliant, because I went to New York last year, and I was really desperate to go to the loo when I landed. I mean, I could have gone on the plane, but I don't know. I hate flying. I'm really uncomfortable when I fly, and I really didn't want to go to loo on the plane for some reason. I just freaked out about the thought of going to loo on the plane, so I held it. And then once we finally landed at the airport in New York, I had to go to the loo, and I heard about, you know, American stalls, their doors being rather short, but I didn't realise they were that short, you know, because whoa, okay, I mean, if you're a bit tall, you're a bit doomed, aren't you? I mean, I just felt so uncomfortable. It's like, I should have just peed on the plane. But I just didn't like it. Why do you have so short like doors? I don't understand. It's like, it's like, I can't. Is this why? Why do you do that? Just give yourself a nice full height door. You'll be alright. Just doesn't. Are you doing it for like cost? I don't know. Just full height door, right? So stairs in this place. Oh, okay, right. So I don't know when platforms came out, but as you can clearly see, I'm using them, and I really wanted to use them in this place because they're brand new. And so I saw a couple people creating spiral staircases, and I was like, I'm having trouble with my staircases in this build. And so I was like, I could use spiral staircase. And I created one, and it was going so well. And then the sim, she had to walk up the stairs because I wanted to see if it was all play testable, and she was, you know, moving about, and she wasn't going, Julia, I've got something in my face. And she couldn't walk up the stairs, and the stairs were an absolute nightmare. I can't remember what I ended up with. I think I just ended up with like a normal set of stairs, but they were such a pain in the butt to place down. I had such a problem. I have no idea why there was such a problem. I kind of forgot the stairs. I know some people forget bins or, you know, sinks. I tend to forget stairs. And something else, I can't remember, but it's tend to be stairs for me. I tend to forget, oh yeah, I need to go upstairs, don't I? Here, I had no idea what this room was going to be, because I had everything that I think your Sims need to get married and tick off that little list to get a gold. So I was like, what do I do with this room? It needs to be used because it's just there. But so I just put down a vanity fair with 2 sofas, a Christmas tree, remind you it is a Christmas wedding winter venue, and I put down 2 full-length mirrors. So my thinking was, whoever's getting married here, this is where they would put on their makeup if they would like to. This is the place where they would put on whatever they're getting dressed into to get married to. And all this could just be a place where your Sims can just take a little breather away from your other Sims who are going nutty over the music and not eating anything. It's just like herding cats. And this would just be a place away from that for your two Sims just to have a little moment to themselves and just be them as a married couple. So I just put, so there, this is basically it. I had no idea. I didn't put down a wardrobe because I think you can still access cast through a mirror. That's what I'm hoping. I think you can, I'm not entirely sure, but if you can't, you can just stick on somewhere, but I'm hoping you can. I hope you can just access it through the mirror. But yeah, this is basically it. Just putting down some more tables, some more holly, because it's Christmassy and pretty. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna leave you. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed watching. And I will put up the poster to show you at the screenshots, show you who is a part of this massive Winter Wonderland collab. I will have another build for this collab coming up soon, not too sure when, but I hope you enjoyed watching. Please like and subscribe, and please check out the other people who are a part of this collab, because I know we all worked hard to create our builds and I just can't wait. So this is a collab for a massive save file with Winter Wonderland collab, which is a save file, so you could download it soon and see everyone's build in the right place, in the right plot, and just being, you know, Christmassy. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. So thank you and goodbye.